Hi Aries, welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to continue on with the new love series by seeing what's going on with you and your person when it comes to your love life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go. So, overall energy for this week's reading is the Judgment card. This is Scorpio energy. It is talking about second chances when it comes to love, which I feel like both you and your person are getting. Underneath that is the King of Coins. This is the King of Pentacles. Earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart towards Virgo Capricorn. I feel like, this is what I'm hearing, a meeting of the minds, meaning that you both think the same about each other. You see each other as your life partner, someone you can have a long-term, stable, and committed relationship with. Okay, then we've got the Four of Wands here. This is a connection that could lead to marriage, that could lead to a higher level of commitment, okay, lead to celebration, all right, like a happy family. And then underneath this is the Five of Swords. This talks about, you and this person doing what you can to win at all costs when it comes to this connection, okay? All right, yeah. But somebody's coming in with a love offer with the Knight of Coins here for something long-term, stable, and committed. Okay, again, earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart towards Virgo Capricorn. For some of you, I keep picking up on this. I have to say it again. For some of you, you're getting the Page of Cups, which is a water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is the Pisces card. And this is talking about somebody coming in not only with a love offer, but with an apology. So I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. I'm standing on what I'm saying. This is not going to apply to all of you. But for some of you, there are some of you, some of you where your soulmate, you and your soulmate had a false start, and this person needs to come back and apologize. Or it could be, you that needs to apologize to them, or both of you, need to apologize to each other. Okay. Take it as it resonates. You know your story, you know where this goes. But for some of you, there is an apology that is needed on one or both sides of this connection. Okay. All right. So we're going to start by clarifying the Judgment card. Judgment, please. Okay. Yeah. See? We've got the Deception card showing up here. So this can just talk about, both you and this person experiencing deception in your past love lives. Okay. It can be cheating. It can be, feeling stabbed in the back, lies, all those types of things. These can also talk about, self-deception, like you lying to yourself about something, lying to yourself about what it is you deserve in a relationship, or what is, what you think is okay, what is acceptable, okay? Because maybe in the past you had some preconceived notions about what you deserved, and they weren't the right thing. They were more, leaning towards the other person getting their needs met and you not getting your needs met, okay? This could also be deception, meaning the people that you were with tried to make you think you were too much, and that the things that you wanted out of a relationship, which are normal things, okay? You're not asking for no world peace, or no crazy stuff, the end to the nuclear crisis. You're not asking for stuff like that. So I feel like with this Deception card, you had people in your lives, both you and your person, where, these people tried to make you, because they came up short, because they fell short and they couldn't be who you needed or wanted them to be in the relationship. They tried to throw it all on you or project it onto you and say that it was you that was the needy person, or wanted too much, or all these things, and that's bullshit. Okay, so this is about stopping that deception and not looking at it that way anymore, because like I said, you have normal needs and wants like everybody else, and so what is that? Okay, yeah, see, but it's okay because you got somebody new coming. Okay, is what Spirit is saying. So it's saying someone unexpected could soon shift your perspective on love. You're not done discovering what your heart is capable of. Okay, so Spirit is telling you somebody new is coming. They're going to completely change the way you see love, and you're going to do the same thing for this person. Because like I said, you're both going to be giving each other what you want, which is somebody that's going to love you, love you back the way that you love them, that's going to give to you the way that you give to them, where it's going to be equal love, equal give and take. Okay, all right. Let me pull this other card. Yeah. So we've got the karma card falling out here. It's talking about consequences, cause and effect, debts. So I feel like this is representing the people that both of you have dealt with in the past. It doesn't just have to apply to the twin. It could just be anybody that y'all were with in the past. I feel like everybody that's fucked with y'all is getting their karma. Okay. All right. And then we've got cloudy judgment, illusions, unbalanced, distorted. Okay. So there may have been illusions. You may have thought the connection was a certain thing, or this person, the people that came into your life may have casted illusions and made you think, Aries, that, you know, the relationship was one thing when it was actually something else. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the first placement we're going to look at, this represents your love for this new person, your love for the soulmate. Okay. And we have the Eight of Cups showing up here. So I feel like this, what Spirit is saying is that, you know, this person is your wish fulfillment because they're causing you to walk away from all this bullshit that you've dealt with in the past. Okay. Some of you, has been a lot of relationships where it's been like this. Okay. And so you are finally realizing what it is you deserve and saying, okay, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm walking away from the Eight of Cups and moving towards the Nine of Cups, which is my wish fulfillment. And that's what I feel like, you know, that's the, where you're headed is towards this new person. Okay. And then, like I told you, the two of you are going to come together and move towards the Ten of Cups, which is, you know, the happy family. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay. So to clarify the Eight of Cups, we've got the patience card here. Okay. Spirit is telling you this may take a little time. Okay. Because you got healing to do. Your person has healing to do. You have issues, you know, you have issues that have to be dealt with. Okay. And so, like I said, nobody in this situation is perfect. You've been through a lot of traumatic experiences, and you can't expect, after you've been through something like that for years and years and years on end, you can't expect to just snap your fucking fingers and for all this shit to fall away. It don't work like that. You have to, like, it's just like, I always use weight loss. I don't know why I always do, but I use weight loss because it just is, it's a good parallel. If you're trying to lose weight, right? You didn't get to how much ever you weigh now by fucking, you know, overnight. You didn't get there overnight. So if you didn't get there overnight, it's going to take time for you to get back to where you're trying to get to. And it's the same thing with this. For you to prepare for love, it's going to take time for you to get there. Because some of y'all were in relationships for years on end where you were being abused or being traumatized. And so you got to have time for that shit to fall off, for you to completely heal yourself and step into a new energy. Okay. All right. So we have the Secret Admirer card showing up here. So Spirit is saying there's someone in your orbit who's totally into you, but they haven't found the nerve to make a move. Okay. But like I told you, a lot of this is not them getting up the nerve. It's them preparing themselves to do this. Okay. Because if the person was completely ready, they'd already, you know, and you were completely ready, the two of you would already be together. Right. Okay. Let's move forward. Okay. So when it comes to your person and the card that represents how they, you know, the love that they have for you, we've got the Ace of Cups showing up here and the Seven of Cups. Okay. I tell you this all the time with the Seven of Cups. This person has a lot of options. This person's a CEO, a boss. They have their own business or businesses. For some of you, like I said, take it as it resonates. You know your story. You know what's going on, right? But this person could be with anybody. Just like I feel like you at your best can be with anybody. Okay. But I feel like this card, the decision has already been made. Your person has already chosen, because it can talk about having a lot of choices, options, a lot of choices, and being confused. But your person is no longer like that anymore. Okay. They know who they want, because you see that's why I feel like the two cards fell together. It is because the person has selected their cup from this card. Yeah. Yep. Because see that one in the middle? The one in the middle looks like this one. So I feel like they've already made their choice. It's you. They want a long-term stable committed relationship with you. They're ready to move forward with this love offer, with this Ace of Cups here. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay, see, this is, I told you, I did not tell you that there's stuff that's holding. So the substances affecting your life is the reason why this, you know, this is being held up. I tell y'all, when y'all like, you know, what's taking so long? Why is my person they got things that they got to deal with. You don't want somebody coming into your life and they got issues that they need to, you know, address before that happens. You don't deserve that. You deserve somebody who's going to be just as whole as you are. So that's why it's important for you to be whole, because you want that same person to come in. You want the other person to come in the same way, is what I meant to say, to come in the same way, whole, just like you are. And so, like I said, we all going to have issues. We all going to have problems. Like I said, there is never a time frame or a timeline where you come into something with somebody and they don't have nothing going on and you don't have nothing going on. That ain't fucking life, okay? Unless y'all are getting together straight out of the womb. That's the only way that would happen. But I feel like, you know, Spirit is letting you know the reason why this is taking longer than you thought it would take is because this person has some things they have to address. And remember, I told you, it don't have to be alcohol. It could be some type of drug. It could be food. It could be, hell, it could be fucking sugar. It could be damn, exercise, too much exercise. It could be too much of anything. Okay. Being a workaholic. We talk about this all the time because I'm trying to get you to understand it's a collective reading and everybody's situation is going to be different. But if there's a holdup, there is something going on your person's side, and they know that it needs to be addressed because just like I said, this is a CEO, a boss, somebody who deals with a lot of people, who handles a lot of people, who handles their business. They take care of their business, and just like they take care of their business, they're going to take care of this business too. Okay. All right. So we've got clarity showing up to clarify. So this is talking about this person being truthful and honest about what they need to deal with. I feel like that's why this deception card showed up, because this is talking about both of y'all, that both of y'all have things that you need to deal with. You may have cloudy judgment about certain things that need to be, you know, honestly looked at. And I feel like that's what this person is doing. And it takes time to reflect and do all those things. Okay. Then we have the escaping card, avoiding, blocking, you know, pushing away. So I feel like, you know, this person could be, you know, trying to walk away from someone who does not want them to walk away. Okay. Because like I told you, I don't know what it is about some people. It's a thing where they can move on to the next person, but you're supposed to sit there and wait for them to, you know, and I feel like this card is on both sides. I don't feel like it's just for your person. I feel like this is a situation where, you know, both of your exes are thinking that you're supposed to be down and out and not, you know, not moving on with your life and just sitting there in a fucking puddle or whatever the hell, waiting on them to come back. And I'm like, bullshit, you know, that's crazy. But this is how some people think. It's that narcissistic, you know, thought pattern or thinking you the shit. And that if you're not in the person's life, that, you know, their life is over because you ain't, you know, you ain't there. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that. Anyway, let's move on. All right. So the next question we're going to take a look at is how does your past, Aries, affect this relationship that's coming up? How is it going to affect it? Okay. It's supposed to be like this, Spirit? Okay, hold on. Let me clarify this. The world. Okay. You've been looking back on the past a lot with this nostalgia card, okay? There are two cards that fell. We had the World, it fell reversed, and we also have the Ten of Cups. So what I feel like Spirit is saying is that, you know, you have some personal challenges that you have to overcome, some things that you got to overcome in order to open up these new doors and opportunities to this new relationship, okay? Because you have the Ten of Cups. Remember I told you, you and this person are going to go towards the Ten of Cups, and then you see the card fell, okay? So Spirit is telling you, look back on your past, close out what you need to close out, okay? Then we've got the Playing Games card that fell. It says They've got game, but is it real? Keep your eyes open and don't fall for surface level charm. We're talking about the exes. That's what we're talking about when this card fell. And it fell like this. So Spirit is telling you that this represented the old people you were dealing with. They played a lot of games and fucked around with you, but it fell like this. So Spirit is saying this new person, the two of you are going to be very happy together, but it's going to require you to do some work that you have to do. Okay, overcome some personal challenges. And then with the playing games card reversed, Spirit is telling you this new person will not be playing games with you. Okay, all right. Hold on. Okay. All right. So how does your person's past affect the current, is going to affect this relationship with the two of you? Okay. So we've got the Four of Cups and the Six of Cups. The Four of Cups and the Six of Cups showing up together. This is the 10, right? Okay, so it's talking about, this being a past life connection between the two of you. And with the Four of Cups, this is how your person was affected, he or she. This is talking about, them feeling like they had a missed opportunity, okay? But they're no longer looking at these three cups here where there was a possible, I told you, cheating, backstabbing, all these types of things, where there was possible third party. They are now looking at the cup either that they're going to present to you or the cup that you're going to give to them. Because remember, they showed up in the beginning, right? As the Ace of Cups. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. So it is about them wanting to reunite with you. Because remember, this is a past life connection, a past life. Because some people, I don't know what's going on in the comments. Some people are kind of acting like they don't understand that, or I don't know if they caught up in something with the old person or whatever, but we talking about new love. We ain't talking about no old person. Okay, so we've got the Divine Feminine card showing up. So this person knows that you are their divine counterpart here, okay? Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine. Guys, make it fit, okay? Then we also have the Foundation card. So this is about this person, wanting to come together with you and establish a firm foundation, a stable foundation where there's family and security together. You building something, stable and secure together. Okay. All right. Move this up. Okay. Next card next question we're going to look at represents. Okay. We're going to talk about the love that the two of you have together at this point. Okay. So together at this time, or how it will be when you come together, one or the other, because I got people that are watching that are already with their person, and then I have that are already, in contact with their person, and then I have people that are not in contact with their person yet. So we've got the Five of Wands and the Queen of Coins. So we also had the King of Coins show up here, right? So this is talking about the both of you ending up, in a coupledom together, ending up as a couple. So at the present, there is inner and outer conflict with the Five of Wands. This can also talk about competition. So you may have competition behind the scenes. Some of you that you don't know about. Some of you, I feel like you do. Some of you, I feel like you may not at this time. Okay. You may not know about the competition that's going on around you. Okay. Because there are a lot of people that, want to be with you, Aries. Hold on. There are a lot of people that want to be with you, Aries. And, you're not going to know who all of them are, because some people, they just, they keep it to themselves. Right. Okay. So when it comes to this with the Queen of Coins, this again is talking about, the two of you coming together and having this long-term, stable and committed relationship. And like I said, there being competition for your love, meaning that you're going to have choices. That's why I tell y'all, don't just take the first person that comes into your life and assume that that's your person. Go slow. Watch what's happening. Watch how they treat you. All of these things, because I'm telling you, if the person is wearing a mask, they can't keep it on for long. I talk about this in the twin flame reading that I put up yesterday. You might want to take a look at it because it's discussing this more in depth. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay. So we've got the Solitude card that is clarifying these two cards, the Five of Wands and the Queen of Coins. And it's like the Hermit. Spirit is saying, take the time to think, don't just base your decisions off of what goes on between the two of you. Remove yourself from the situations and think about the situation, like when you're not around that person, like how do they make you feel? Like, for instance, when we talk about, I think we've talked about this before in the past, Aries. I don't know if it was exactly with you, but I have talked about it on the channel before, about how sometimes, how if somebody means you well or not, or, when you're trying to figure out what their motive is, right, behind being with you. Like, for instance, there are people that you'll be around, that you'll be around, and then at the end of the connection, when you leave them, you feel uplifted, you feel amazing, you had a good time, a wonderful time with that person. And then you have other people when you're around them and you come away from them, you feel exhausted, you feel like you've been drained. It's like some crazy feeling. You feel like, just all your energy is gone, that nothing positive came out of the interaction. And so those are the people that have the ulterior motive, that are just basically trying to leech off of your energy. Okay. So we've got the Infatuation card that fell as well. So it says, it feels electric, but remember, it's easy to mistake a new crush for love. Keep your heart in check while you ride the high. So this is Spirit backing up what I'm saying. You got to take your time and really vet these people and see what is going on. Like I said, pay attention to your intuition. All right. We all want to be in a relationship. We all want to be in love. But I tell y'all, don't rush it, because for a lot of you, that was your thing that messed you up in the past, was the fact that you rushed into stuff. And I feel like I get it, because, a lot of you, it's been a while. It may have been a while since you've been in a relationship, or been a while since you've had a crush on somebody or something like that. But you have to slow it down, because we looking for a life partner. We not worrying about, this is not somebody we messing around with just to, like, what do they say, Mr. or Mrs. Right now, and not Mr. or Mrs. Right. So we looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right. So we looking for Mr. and Mrs. Right. We got to slow it the fuck down. Okay. When it's Mr. and Mrs. Right now, that's when you can go full steam ahead and do all the crazy stuff we've done in the past. Okay. All right. Okay, so the next question is the card that's going to represent your love relationship in the future with your soulmate. Okay, so we got two cards that fell. We have the Fool, and we also have the Ace of Swords. So what Spirit is saying is that this is going to be a connection in the future where both of you are going to take the leap with each other to be in a committed connection. And then with the Ace of Swords, there's going to be lots of communication, lots of truth between the two of you, okay? Which I think is a beautiful thing. All right, let's clarify. Yeah, see, there's going to be a lot of chemistry. Spirit is saying attraction, spark, passion between the two of you, okay? Yeah. And for some of you, this is what I'm telling you. See, it says karmic relationship, resentments and triggers, perception, intensity and letting go, turmoil and fleeting. So for some of you, the people that approach you, again, in the future, or for some of you, they could be in your life now, that may be trying to date you and wanting to be with you. Everybody don't have the same motives. Some people just want to sleep with you. Some people just want to have a good time, whatever the hell they're saying that is, whatever their definition of that is. It's not always, especially for us women, we got to realize that not every guy that is or woman, it doesn't matter, whoever you're attracted to, don't matter. Cause I'm not somebody that I'm like, free love for everybody. That's what I say. But what I'm saying is, no matter who it is, everybody is not that, because they find you attractive, it's not always about them wanting to have a relationship. Okay. But that's how we're wired, a lot of us, that if we assume that if somebody is attracted, that that's what they're wanting, but not, not always. Cause look at some of y'all with the twin, right? I told y'all at the end of the day what it was about. It was just about hitting it and quitting it, right? Or hitting it and quitting it, as hitting it as much as they could whenever they wanted to, right? But it wasn't about them wanting to be in a long-term committed relationship with you. Even if it started out that way, because I know some people that have told me that they were married to their person, and then all of a sudden the twin flame thing got triggered, and then they ended up, married to the devil, basically, and this person being crazy and doing all kinds of crap. But anyway, Spirit is telling you, not every relationship that comes into your life is going to be a life partner or going to be somebody who wants the same things that you want. That's why it's imperative for you to take your time, because you need to vet out these people and see what it is that they want. Because remember, I told you, if you watch the twin flame reading, I told you there was people coming into the comments getting mad at me because they tried to move forward with somebody who was trying to scam them for money and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, you can't blame me. I'm just giving you the message. What you do when you turn off the video and you go out and whatever you do in your love life or in your life at all of that is you. It has nothing to do with me, because I didn't put no gun to nobody's head and make them get into nothing with anybody. But like I tell y'all, go slow, stop moving, stop trying to go at electric fucking speed. Because if this is somebody that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, why do you need to go so fast? What is the rush? Take your time. Somebody that really love you and really care for you and really want to be with you, they ain't going to have no problem with the speed that you want to go at. They're not going to have no problem with you going slowly. That's one of the ways you can figure out if this is somebody that you're supposed to be with, is by how, if they in a rush and you trying to slow it down and they like, no, let's this, and they trying to push it faster than you're comfortable, that's a red flag right there. That's number one red flag. Because what are they rushing for, right? That's somebody that, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they just trying to hit it and quit it. They want to have sex. And like I said, let me say this. I am not saying by any way judging somebody that's what they want. If that's all they want, there's nothing wrong with that. But my issue is when you go into shit with people and you try to pull the wool over their eyes and make them think it's something else, and when that's not what it is. Okay? Because I would get more respect from somebody who came up to me and was like, look, this is what I want. I don't want a relationship. I don't want this. I don't want that. And let me make my fucking decision. That's the way it needs to be. Okay. But we know everybody don't function like that. That's why I said it's necessary for you to put the brakes on these fuckers for you to find out what they really about. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next card we're going to look at, or next question we're going to take a look at is, okay, what the cards that's going to represent the challenges that you and this person are going to need to overcome. Okay. Okay, so we have the Moon, Cancer and Pisces energy, and then we have the Ace of Coins. Okay. All right. So I feel like what Spirit is saying with this Moon card, like, no secrets. Okay. Being open and honest about your feelings. Okay. Not hiding things. All right. And you are always going to be guided by Spirit, because you see the birds in the cards. That's what that means to me. And then sometimes the animals to me mean that as well. So Spirit is saying that there's going to be an utmost need for both you and your person to be completely open and honest about everything. Because I told you, your exes is coming. They coming for you. And so you going to have to be open with your person to establish that trust. And for them too, I'm not just talking about you. They got to be open as well. But I feel like that's their intention. That's what I'm getting from Spirit, that their intention is to be open and honest, and they're wanting you to do the same thing. Okay. Then we've got the Ace of Coins showing up here. This is about, y'all starting this new relationship based on, all the things you've wanted: stability, security, love, commitment, all of those things. And so that's the challenge. Can the both of you open yourself up completely to what this is, what this is that you want with the Ace of Coins? Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay, so remember, at the end of the day, you know, you both have free will. I tell y'all that all the time. If something seems off, or you're not comfortable with whatever, you can pull out of it at any time. Then we have the summertime card showing up here, summer. And Spirit is saying, you know, for some of you, this could be when you and this person, you know, finally get into a commitment with each other. I'm not saying it's going to take this long for y'all to know each other. For some of you, it may. But for others of you, I feel like this is when you come into the full-blown commitment, maybe by summertime next year, okay? Or it could be, for some of you, this could be somebody that you met this past summer, okay? And like I said, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about a platonic relationship. I'm not talking about somebody with whom you met this past summer and had a romantic relationship with. That's not what I'm saying, okay? All right, let's pull another card. The Ace of Cups. Okay, so we have the walking away card showing up. Okay, it says walking away isn't failing, it's choosing yourself. When the path no longer serves you, it's time to move on. So Spirit is pretty much, you know, again, backing up what I'm saying. If it doesn't feel right to you, or you feel like this is, you know, whatever is coming up is not for you, walk away. Walk away. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, give it a chance. If what you see is not what you're wanting, or this person is not displaying themselves the way you're wanting to, you know, wanting them to, ain't nothing wrong with you walking away. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay? Because like I said, the person that you're supposed to be with, you will know. Just like, for instance, I had somebody in the comments that was talking about there being an age gap between them and their soulmate. And they weren't wanting to, they were afraid to tell the person what their age was because there was an age gap. But I told them, I said, nope, no. I said, you got to be honest. No secrets. You have to be honest with this person because number one, it's going to come out anyway. Number two, you want to know where you stand because the person that really is supposed to be for you, the person that really is into you and really loves you and really wants to be with you, they ain't gonna give a fuck. They ain't gonna give a fuck if it's a 50 year age gap between you and them. They don't care because at the end of the day, it's about you finding your person. And so you got to be ready to throw all the stuff at them. And I'm not saying to overwhelm them, but throw all the things at them to see how they deal with it, because that's how you'll know if it's somebody, you know, that's down and want to be with you and don't care, or, you know, versus somebody who's just there, just looking for a good time. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next question. Next question is how you can strengthen your weaknesses as a couple. Okay. So we've got 7 of Wands, the Lover's card, and we have the 7 of Coins. So patience is one of the ways you can strengthen whatever weaknesses you have as a couple. Also, you know, boundaries. Okay. I told you this from, you know, last week, right? When we talked about coming together with your person, how you need to make that list about how you want to be loved, the things you want to, you know, you expect from your partner, you know, in order for you to be good and for them to tell you the same thing. That's what Spirit is saying. Both of you establishing your boundaries in the relationship. Okay. And then we've got the Lover's card. This is the choice, making the choice every day. This is Gemini energy with the Lovers. This is talking about, you know, you and this person vibing on every level, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. But also this card used to be called the choice. So this is Spirit saying you making the choice every day to be in a relationship with this person. Because if you talk to people who have been in relationships for a long time, like 50, 60, 70 years, you know, all these years, they tell you, you choose this person every day. There are going to be days when you don't like them. There are going to be days where the two of you aren't getting along. There are going to be days where, you know, it may be total and utter chaos with your person, you know, but everybody's definition of chaos is going to be different. But what I'm telling you is that it's about you choosing to go through these things with this person every day. That is a relationship. Relationships are not going to be like you see them on TV and every day is just wonderful every day, because I told you this person that you're coming together with, there will be other challenges. There will be other things that the two of you are gonna go through as a couple. And I told you what one of them is, right? About your exes. Your exes coming in trying to fuck shit up because they unhappy, they miserable, okay? They narcissistic and they're wanting everybody to be like that. They're wanting to have access to you and your soulmate whenever the fuck they want to have access to them. And so This is about you making the choice to be in this connection with this person, and you and this person fighting together as partners to keep it together. Okay? All right, let's clarify. See? Spirit is telling you there will be shocking moments where there's turmoil, trouble, or the unexpected comes along. Okay? Then we've got distance for some of you. There may be times where you're separate, okay? There's space. There may be, blockages, but it's all supposed to happen because it's about you growing. You get into relationships that I remember, who is it? Tony Robbins. He always says, when you go into a relationship, you don't go into a relationship to get something from somebody. You go into a relationship to give. So it's what you're willing to give. And it's about you, like I said, making that choice every day to be with this person. Okay? All right. Because like I told you, everybody got shit. Okay? Because there's people out there who they're very picky about who they want to be with. And they're like, oh, well, they looking for their knight in shining armor where there's somebody that comes in and they don't have no fucking problems. And I'm like, you ain't fucking living in reality. Because everybody got issues. Like my my friend's mother always used to say, everybody got shit. You just got to figure out which pile you want to step in, which one you okay with. That's all it is. And then it's the same thing for your person because you got stuff too. You're not perfect either. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, now we're going to get some messages from Spirit, see what they want to tell you about the reading. Okay, we got a lot of cards that fell. We have Dreamweaver here. It says, dreaming and imagining bring your powerful vision into reality. So Spirit is telling you, focus on what you want. Like I tell you, talk about it all the time. Talk about how you want this person to treat you, what type of relationship y'all are going to have, all these types of things. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's manifestation. Then we have scales of balance. It says, seek equilibrium in love and career, harmonizing your inner scale to weigh decisions with both your heart and mind. So this is about balance, keeping that balance no matter what is going on in your life. Try to keep it as much as possible. Okay. You're not always going to be in balance, but you need to be striving for that as much as you possibly can. Okay. Then we have new heights. Okay. It says, let your connection with Spirit ground you as you reach for the sky. All right. So this is about you, I tell you, being the best you can be in your career, as a person, in all the areas of your life. All right. Especially in your relationship, your love relationship with your person. Okay. Because if the two of you are going to have a family, all of that shit's going to trickle down to your kids. So you want to be trying to, be the best, bring out, be the best person you can be, bring out the best in your person and vice versa. Okay. So we have inner vision, cut through the fog of confusion with your power of discernment. See, Spirit is telling you discernment. All right. Because people, I'm not going to say, let me tell you this. You can fucking heal yourself all day long. You could be the most healed person in the world. And motherfuckers will still come into your life and try to fucking drag you and try to try you. Because I keep telling y'all, I always say this all the time. It is a person, it is human nature for a person to see how far they can take you, how far they can, what they can get away with. And so that is why we talk about boundaries. That's why they're so important, because you need to set that tone, set the pace at the beginning of the relationship and let the person know what you down with and what you fucking ain't down with. And as soon as something new pops up, nip it in the bud. Talk about it as soon as possible. Don't let it escalate to the point to where it's a screaming match. Talk about it when it first happens and say, hey, we didn't talk about this before, but such and such happened. I feel uncomfortable with it. This is what I would like to happen. Okay. Well, how do you feel about it or whatever? This is about learning how to have effective communication, learning how to, make sure you get your needs met. Cause like I told you, you got to be you, being your authentic self. That's number one. You got to be who the hell you are. And I tell you that. I told you in the twin flame read, let your freak flag fly. Be as if you weird, take it all the fucking way. Be as weird as you can, because you need to let this person see who you are. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be loved for who we are. But if you don't show the person who you authentically are, how are they really going to love you? They're only going to love whatever mask you wear if you're not open and honest in who you truly are. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's get some messages from your person. Okay, so we have you are mine. Okay? It says we are meant for each other. There is no one else in the world who could ever replace you. We were made to be together. We are destined, and I am yours and you are mine only. We have done this before and we will do it again. So like I said, you and this person do this over and over and over in lifetime. I don't know. It's for some of y'all, I don't know if you've ever been with your twin, if you've ever been with them, because this person is always showing up as past life all the time. And then we've got best self. Okay. It says, I want to be my best self for you. I'm working really hard to level up for you and meet you as your equal, your mirror. I know we will always grow together, but I want you to be proud of who I am today. So this person is holding themselves to a higher standard because they want you to be proud of them. And so, you know, I'm pretty sure they're wanting you to do the same thing. Okay. All right. Let's get some other messages. Okay, this person is saying you're the only one they see. I told you, they've already made a decision. Look, there could be, what is it, 7 of cups, the options. There could be 14 of cups, 21 of cups. This person already knows who they want to be with. They're not looking at anybody else. They're saying no one understands me like you do. All right, get some more. You're the best thing that's ever happened to them. Okay. Okay, and we have, you are my everything, okay? It says, you are my good vibes. You are the butterflies in my stomach. You're the person that when I think about you, I smile. You are the feeling of total happiness. You are the warm feeling of being loved. You are the sunshine that breaks through the clouds on a rainy day. You are the reason why my life feels complete. You are my everything, okay? And I hear the Mary J. Blige song. Every time I hear that card, that's what I hear in my head. Okay. That's what the song is called, You Are My Everything. Okay, then we have 2 more. I'm going to get 2 more, and then we'll get a oracle card before I let you go. It says, you are the only one who manages to calm down my inner beast. I told you, when this person kirk out, when they get angry, you're going to be the only person that can calm them down, or like can talk to them or can reach them. And I feel like it's going to be the same way with you. And then it says, I can feel all the love you are sending me, and it's electrifying. Okay. All right, now let's get the Lover's Oracle, and we're going to see what else what Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, so we got 2 cards. So the first one here, it says time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. Okay, so everything's got to work out in its own divine timing, right? Spirit always got to find a way to put that divine timing in there, right? Then we got this card. It says playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. And remember, love is the greatest healer. Okay? All right, Aries, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Aries.